Hello and welcome to this month's At the Table. We've got a very special guest in Lorna McNee, chef. You'll probably recognise her because she recently got their first Michelin star for Glasgow in nearly 2 decades with her restaurant Cail Bruich. She's head chef there. And also you might recognise her from the telly because she is Champion of Champions Great British Menu a couple of years ago. So welcome Lorna. Thanks so much for joining us.
No
Um,
problem
full,
at all.
dis- Full disclosure, Lorna and I are very old school pals as well, so this feels strange for both of us to be in a kind of interview setting with each other. We've probably got lots of stories we can't share on Instagram TV. We'll leave that for for another time. But first of all, Lorna, just tell us a little bit about how you got into your current role. You've had such a roller coaster couple of years, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that once you've been on the TV, you probably get approached a bit more by people. I've been waiting for something to come along for quite a while. I know I've been ready for my next step. So it's been quite exciting to finally get into that role and get going with it. So it has been an exciting couple of years, but in amongst that, you've also had a pandemic, which has been very difficult at the same time. I'd say the reason that I'm where I am is because people have heard about me in Scotland. So we've got Great British Menu, which was obviously a big part of it. I think that helped get my name out there a lot. But then other competitions such as Game Chef of the Year, Scottish Chef of the Year. So it makes you more well known within your industry, which is a great thing. So that somebody can approach you and say, "Here, I've got this opportunity. Would you like to be part of it?" So I took on my first head chef role from after being at Andrew Failers for 12 years. So I learned most of what I know from there, and it's a fantastic training ground for any young chef to go to because very classical. You learn lots of techniques. It's a great kitchen with a superb amount of chefs. So going into from a great big kitchen to a very small kitchen, which I'm in now, has been, it's there has been lots of challenges, but I think when you go into something that's not perfectly man-made, you make it into something better. That's much more of an achievement than just go walking into something that's brand spanking new. That's what I found anyway. So after having started at Cail Bruich in July, well, I was meant to start in July, but didn't manage to get into my role until August. We had 3.5 months of great service, great food, great custom, and then unfortunately had to close for a second pandemic. So within that 3.5 months, obviously Michelin came and inspected us and awarded us a Michelin star, which was fantastic. The team were overjoyed, as was I. Really was a massive achievement. I always said that I always wanted to be in Scotland in a Scottish restaurant and win a Michelin star. That was like my goal. And it changed up and down. I was like, you know what? As long as I'm doing good food, I don't mind. But to actually be able to reach a goal that I wanted when I was 18 years old is massive for me. Like it's probably the biggest achievement to date that I've done. So now we're back open again. It's mega busy. No bookings for 3 months. I'm sorry, everyone. You won't be able to get in for a little while yet. But it is, yeah, it's fantastic. I'm really enjoying it. Although big challenge being a head chef. My old head chef used to always say to me, as soon as you're a head chef, you'll just want to be a sous chef. And he was right.
You're realising that now.
Yeah, when you're a sous chef, you get to cook and you get to do all the fun parts. When you're a head chef, you get to do the less fun parts as well, like invoices and GPs and all this sort of stuff. But I'm enjoying it, and I've genuinely got one of the best teams that I could have. So I'm very lucky to have them because I couldn't have done what I've done without them.
That's incredible. And to be a female head chef as well, there's been a lot of talk about how you're setting such an example for other young female chefs too.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, I really appreciate that. And I think it's great to be that role model for people. I really appreciate that. But for me, it's really not about being a female. It's about I do well at the job that I do, whether I'm male or female. I'm there to cook and cook at the best. So it shouldn't really matter what my gender is as long as I'm doing the best at my job, at my level. But it is still nice to be able to say to young females, look, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve, and there's absolutely nothing holding you back. So don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Absolutely. Obviously, you're all about food, and I can't wait. I for one can't wait to come to your restaurant when there's a slot for us to come and join you for lunch or dinner. Um, but when you're not in the kitchen, what do you like to cook, or where would you like to go? Are there restaurants or cafes that you're really keen to go when you have your own downtime?
I mean, Jen, I'd probably always make a shout out to Ox and Finch. They're in Glasgow. I think their food's great. It's really relaxed dining. It's got such a buzz about the restaurant. They've also got a sister restaurant called Cail. Same kind of thing, but more kind of Asian flavours. And I just think the team behind the Ox and Finch and Cail they're great. They've really got it down to T to go and relax, enjoy yourself, and just eat some real tasty food and some amazing cocktails as well, which always goes down well.
Always good.
And other things are like fried chicken. I've got a massive thing for fried chicken or anything spicy. Like Fox Bar. There's another one that I can't remember the name of it now. But anything with spice really is up my street. Even Mother India as well in Glasgow.
Yeah, that's always a good shout, isn't it? It's such nice food.
Yeah, I mean that's it. There's so much I'd like to go and eat, but people always ask, I bet when you go you're really judgy on the food. I'm genuinely not. If I'm paying a lot of money for something, then obviously I'm going to be maybe a bit more kind of, not inspective, I'm going to be a bit more like, oh, what's this and what's that? But when you're going just for a really nice meal with your partner, with your friends, you're going to enjoy the company and enjoy the food. So I don't sit and pick through things, It's all about the whole thing, the food, the drinks, the company, it's everything.
Absolutely. And then obviously we both have a love of these bad boys. I have to admit,
yes.
I've pretty much eaten an entire packet of these today, and I did think of you, Lorna.
I was definitely hoping.
Yeah, they definitely open. There's not many left in here. Our favourite crisps.
Yeah, I think I should get sponsorship by Co-op for those crisps because advertising so much, but they're most definitely out there. They take a coating off your mouth. It's worth it.
This is not a paid partnership with Co-op, but if you're out there, Co-op, we're up for it. A year's supply of crisps, that would be great for both of us.
Exactly, I want.
And Lorna, when you're not in the kitchen or enjoying, other nice places to eat yourself, what do you do in your downtime?
I mean, generally the main thing for me when I'm off is actually spend time with my partner. I'm not here a lot and I'm always working, so spend time with my partner. We try and find a different walk every day we're off on a Sunday, so we always try and go somewhere new for a walk, somewhere that our dogs will actually walk, because I think they're bored of being walked around the park here, so one of them just doesn't walk anymore. So we're trying to find a new walk every Sunday, which is good. So we found some nice new places. There's a place at Cail, which is really nice. There's the Hermitage, which is near Perth here as well. Crieff, St Mary's Walk, it's fantastic. There's lots of really great walks around us, and actually my partner's quite... she says that we can't go walk without me picking something up and saying, do you know you can eat that? So it doesn't matter in my work or not. Today we found pink purslane, we found sweet Sicily, wild garlic flowers. So although I'm not at work and it's my downtime, it's always in here somewhere. I can't switch off at all.
You're always keeping an eye out for things you can forage or things you could use in the kitchen.
Yeah, definitely. I think as well you find that once you become a head chef, you think, right, what can I pick that's from the nature, from the wild, that doesn't come out of my costs for a change. But no, it's great to be able to use. We've got, as I'm all about food, there's so much in Perthshire, and obviously I travelled to Glasgow, but I've got wild raspberries just out down the lane where I live, and then there's elderflower growing behind my house. There's pink purslane at the park. We have everything, and it's like, how can't that excite you? I absolutely love it. I find it really, really interesting.
And great to have such seasonal flavours as well for the restaurant too. I know you're very keen on always using the seasons and what's in season to reflect that on the menu. Yeah,
if you eat something in season, then it's going to taste better than it is if it's out of season, So you should always eat in season. There's so much that you get these days that it's bred for supermarkets. You can get strawberries all year round, but they're not. They're best eaten from June to August. You'll get amazing strawberries. So eat strawberries then, because they'll be at their best. You'll taste a massive difference in it. But, downtime for me at the minute don't get much because also, as planning a wedding. So there's not much downtime currently. But if anyone's interested, there is something on Netflix. I don't know if it's still there, but it's called Chef's Table. Again, it's all about food again, but there's some amazing chefs on there that cook some really good food, and it's a great insight into what you actually do as a chef.
What it's all about, kind of behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And you touched on it there, but what is next for you? You've got a big few months coming up as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a wedding, finally getting married after the third attempt. So here's hoping if I can fit into my wedding dress still. So that's keeping me busy. I've also been nominated for a few awards. There's Estrella Dam Award Chef of the Year, which is quite a big one, and there's also been nominated for a Katie's, which is it's like the Oscars of chef world. So I'm really excited. I mean, I'm up against chefs who I'm probably never going to beat, but it's amazing just to be in that category with these people. You know, you've got like Claire Smith, who's amazing, who's a 3-star chef. Helen DeRoss, 3-star female chef. And then you've got these other male chefs that have got 2 stars. So just to be put in with that caliber is amazing. You know, so whether you win or whether you don't, it's like, well, look who I'm sitting at the table with. It's people that I aspire to be like. So they're all big GQ awards, food and drink, you know, up for an award for them as well for a newcomer chef or something like that. But it's lots of little things like that. And yeah, I think for me, can't wait to get married, obviously, but see, just being able to actually be open again, serving customers, doing what I love, doing what I like, all these sort of things. Like, we have someone sitting at the. This is true, by the way. I guess a little story, little detour here. So seeing people back it's amazing. But at the chef, we have a chef's table, and it's amazing. It's been hand built, and it's really beautiful. And I had a couple, a niece and her auntie at the kitchen table on Saturday lunchtime, and it was the older lady's birthday, and I could overhear her talking. We had put this new crab dish, and I could overhear her talking, what's this plate? I heard her saying something about caviar, and I said to her, don't worry, I'll give you an extra helping. I know it's your birthday. And then she got her crab, and she said to me, excuse me. And I was like, yeah. And she said, do you see that? And she pulled her glasses off, and she was crying because she was emotional about how nice the food was. She said, I've never tasted anything so beautiful in all my life. And I nearly started crying. So I was like, oh my God. There's no better compliment than hitting someone's emotions like that, you know? And it was really, really nice. So seeing actual people's reactions and hearing how they feel about things is just, it's next level. You cannot buy that. No award in the world is as good as seeing someone emotionally connected to your food. It's amazing.
That must make it all worthwhile. And after the stress as well of the last year with lockdowns and all these different tiers and phases and being open and then having to close again, it must just feel, now you're open again, it must just feel like it's all worthwhile.
Yeah, I mean, there's massive stresses that come. You've won a Michelin star, and you know people come with high expectations. You want to meet them, but exceeding them is obviously even better. And it's a feeling like no other. Just being able to be back in the buzz of it. And yes, there's stressful days, and yes, it's hard, but things like that, you just think you want to tell everybody. Like, did you hear what just happened there? Like, it's so exciting. People going to the toilet and just coming and tapping you, saying, "My God, that's amazing!" And it's giving people. It's not. No, it's just not just a selfishness of it. That's great. It's to feel after everyone's had such a hard year, seeing other people out enjoying themselves and having a drink and really, really enjoying it. I mean, it's really, really nice. That's what hospitality is all about. And although at the minute we have a very short time where we have to get everyone in and everyone out, so you can't really give hospitality as much. You can still give a great service and really give people a great evening or a great lunch. It's nice.
That sounds incredible. And kind of on a similar note then, what are your words to live by? We ask every guest this.
Words to live by. I don't compare. I mean, I say it to all the young chefs and stuff like that. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. You see someone in the kitchen like, oh, I'm not as good as him. No, it's not. You're not as good as him. You want to be the best that you can be to be able to be at his level, to be able to work towards that. Don't compare yourself to anyone. There's 3-star chefs out there, and they're doing stuff that I don't even know what it is. But that's not me. I don't compare myself to them because we're completely different in our industry. I cook Scottish ingredients. He cooks with scientific ingredients. Like, it's completely different. So don't ever compare yourself to anyone, and that goes for anything. You know what I mean? It's always, like you said about downtime. Like, I love doing CrossFit. Like, if anyone's never done CrossFit, do it. It's painful and difficult, but it's absolutely amazing and something to really release all your endorphins and stress and stuff like that. I love it. But people that are in the fitness industry, I want to look like that. I want to look like that. Should never be like that. Don't ever compare yourself to that. Be the best that you can be, and then you'll be happier being there than you will ever trying to be someone else, because you'll never be someone else.
That's very wise words for us to end on, Lorna. I'll try and remember that myself. It's always difficult to remember that sometimes. But thank you so much for joining us. We can't wait to come to Cail Bruich. Hopefully sometime soon we'll get ourselves on the waiting list. And I
Yeah.
obviously look forward to having a large gin with you at your wedding, if not before.
Thanks, Kaye.
Thank you, Lorna. Thanks for joining us at the table. Very apt for you today.
Thank you. See you later.
Bye.